I forgot again, didn't you? You need reminders. You need something to keep you
Little-
organized.
I'm going to go with a little behind the scenes kind of movie magic type thing here.
Oh, dear.
This is
I'm getting worried.
typically we do these videos pretty quickly and easily in a take or so. This one has taken us like 5 takes so far. So
Yeah, well,
that's
somebody
the problem with being in a school.
is not concentrating so well.
I struggle with paying attention. There's definitely that. But I also, as mentioned in previous videos, memory, I've got a head full of stuff going on here.
Oh, is that your excuse?
I've got to write things down. I got to write things down. And I think I remember it in Keep about this, having the same conversation as well.
Because you can do reminders and Keep. That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, today we're going to talk about Google Calendars.
Yeah.
Which should keep you organized and remind you of events you have to go to.
As of February 28th, 2018,
Yeah.
you no longer have access to the classic calendar.
No, forced into the new. I like
Into
it.
the new. So we're going to
Cut
take a
the
look.
cord.
We're going to take a look at the new, and hopefully give a few tips here that'll help it make it easier for everyone to get into the new
Stay
calendar.
organized.
We're way
Yeah.
too giggly in this one
Yeah.
already. But so you can see the view here. You've got your month on the right. You've got all your calendars. I like the little bit more of a streamline of the left-hand side.
Yes.
Where you just have your month, you click on your days, and you see all your calendars there you can check on and off.
Yeah.
Previously, there was a section of like my calendars and then public calendars, and this just puts them all into one whole
Still have
section.
that a little bit, but
Yeah.
yeah. And I've got a few.
Yeah, you've got a lot of people there.
In
But
fact, we can always hide that too by clicking the 3 hot dogs, right?
yep, you hit that.
See you later.
Yeah, that goes away, and
Or
then
bring
you
it
come,
right back.
bring it back.
There we go.
Bring it back.
y'all.
So the week long view, when you look at it, if you have more than 5 full, if you have 5 or more full day events,
Show
then
up here.
you will get a scroll bar on the right side for your full day events. So just pay attention to that because you may end up seeing 2 scroll bars on the right side. And if you want to create a new full day event, you have to click it on a white space.
Right.
So if you have 5 or more, you have to scroll down to the part where you can see a white space on that one.
Or
because
you can
may
click
have,
up by the number.
or above the top, correct.
Yeah.
That will make life a little bit easier for everyone.
It does.
When you click in any other white space for an event during the day, by default, and we'll show you where to change this, it will give you 1 hour time slots.
Or events, yeah.
Changing this. When you click on one of these events to create one, you get event, reminder, and appointment slot.
Ooh, you could have all kinds of things helping you out.
Keep an eye out for a new appointment slots video
Oh, yeah.
because we're going to have to replace the old one.
That's true. It's a little different.
It'll tell you obviously the time frame and which calendar you want to put it on right off the bat. Boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the quick ad.
We're going to go into more options in a second because the next thing I want to show you in this view here, the main calendar view, is when you click on week and then you go to day. This is where it got really different.
Yeah, because now, so right now you're looking at calendars of my employees, right? This is our tech team.
Mhm.
And it is only open to 5. We actually have a 6-member, counting myself on the team, so she isn't in this right now. But what it did was, instead of overlapping all of the calendars like you see on the left, it is allowing me to take a look at those 5 calendars. It wouldn't have to be people's calendars. It could be room calendars or something like that.
Right.
Or building calendars, but you'd be able to see and compare the calendars. So I could say, all right, today's obviously not going to work for Nick and Tom. They're pretty booked. But Lynn and Karen have some time, so maybe I can get in a meeting with them.
Sure. Obviously, your red line will go right into where you are right now in the day.
Right.
As you can see right now, I'm testing a web conversion tool. Very, very hard. I'm testing this very, very hard right now.
Yes, you are.
This is big for us.
Big.
So you also still, as with a lot of what Google is doing, is they're creating the bubbles. The bubbles for you to be able to create your events. So beyond clicking on a space to create an event, you can click the bubble to do it.
Right.
And the bubble will bring you automatically into the more options section. You know, when we clicked on the event before, it had the little button more
ad,
options.
right.
Yeah, the quick ad. This brings you right into that area.
Yes, it does.
So we could create one, any old meeting right now if we wanted to. This would go by default on Eric's calendar, as you can see down here. This says Eric Lawson. You can still change which calendar this goes on.
Mm-hmm.
It actually, what it kind of did with this user interface is it made everything a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
So it makes it a little bit easier to find.
A little cleaner.
Yeah. If you want to have something be a reoccurring event,
Ooh, yeah.
but you want it to end at a certain time,
Good point.
either on a certain day or after so many occurrences,
Not to infinity and beyond.
not to infinity and beyond, Buzz Lightyear, go all the way down to custom.
Right.
Okay. That will give you all the options of, do you want to repeat every day? You want to repeat on this days, and when you want it to end.
Right. On
That-
either specific date or after so many occurrences.
Right.
Yeah.
So that is all there. We'll hit cancel on that. The next really cool feature of this is if he was to add me onto this, you will see. So if you look here, you have add conferencing. The moment you add a person onto that, it automatically sets up a conference for you.
Ooh, video conference.
Which
Hang
is
on, Meet.
absolutely great when you are trying to set something. You know people are going to be free, but they may have a hard time getting to the place.
Right.
We've already got the conference set up. Hangouts Meet comes with your Google, your G Suite. So you already have a video conference set up. You don't have to
As
go
long as you
through
have it turned on for those users.
as long as you have it turned on, and you don't, but you wouldn't have to go to any kind of third-party tool to be able to do that.
Right. So in our admin console, we have it turned on by default.
Yep.
You can also have the option to turn it off by default.
We actually have had complaints about that. Can turn if you'll make sure it happens. I mean, one way or the other, either you click the person and you click start it, or you just come over here and you X out of it,
Yeah.
and it's gone.
And usually if you add a location and it's a physical space, people realize we're not going to be video conferencing if I can make it there.
Right. Find a time has changed a lot, and this I really like.
I love it too.
I like how this has changed. It used to be when you do find a time, it would go through and it would say busy, 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 busy.
Yeah. Or list some times and dates, but it wasn't as visual as this is.
Right.
Mm.
So it used to be all horizontal.
Yeah.
It used to go across. Now it gives you the actual calendar for the day.
Right.
And because Eric has full access to my calendar, he can actually see what I have going on that day in a full daily calendar view, which is nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
It definitely helps. And you can still scroll through your days to find a better day that works.
Right.
If
Oh,
we had
there's a
one.
day.
That's
Friday.
We have nothing going on Friday.
Technically not tomorrow either. It's going to be a snow day.
Yeah, we're getting close.
Yeah.
So we'll X out of this. That's that part there. So what's next? Let's take a look at some settings.
Yeah, absolutely. So the nice thing too about the new UI is that settings
In the
are upper right first.
the gear icon.
The gear icon for settings, like everything else. And then once you click settings, now it'll be on the left side panel once it loads. There it is. So I can either scroll down through this or I can click little hyperlinks, right, and go right to certain things. So
Those are different sections within this general tab.
So Tom talked about the default of event settings being an hour. If I click event settings, this is where I can change that and make my default be different than an hour. I can also check speedy meetings, which is new, which will end, it says right there, but it'll end meetings quicker so that if you're back to back, it helps you get out of those meetings, which is always
It
nice.
makes you make sure you can get to them.
I really like events from Gmail.
Yes.
So if I'm booking a flight or a hotel or going to a conference and it's there in my email, it'll automatically add it to calendar, which is super nice.
And that's great because this is available in your personal Gmail as well too. So that way, you're going to separate, right? You're going to separate your school email from your personal stuff, right?
Right.
Always.
Right. So the plane to ISTE is school. The plane to Vegas, not so much. Okay. Anyway.
Well, does they go through? Is
So,
layover?
something like that, yeah. So scheduling's another great one too. I like this one because I can set up office hours basically Monday through Friday. Where at school, it warns people if they try and book me outside of that, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, I do like that.
And then lastly, import export, which has always been a feature, but they've added something here.
Well, import and export always used to be on the general page.
True.
It used to be a little subsection of general page. They now kicked it out into its own little section.
Its own section. You can import an iCal or a CSV file,
Mhm.
which is nice if you're migrating over, or if you
Correct.
have people who are working in two different platforms.
Yep.
You can also export. The one thing we noticed is that since I'm an editor of all these, I have to first export, and that would pull down the entire
Correct.
folder structure in zip format. Then when I go to open it up, then I would see all my different ICS files.
Yep, and they're all in ICS files, which you should be able to import and export into most of your calendars.
Right.
So that's a pretty quick overview of some of the cool features of the new Google Calendar.
Yeah.
The new and improved.
So hopefully you'll be newly organized.
Hopefully, eventually, I'll get organized. I am fairly organized. I actually do put quite a bit on there, but
Yeah.
I do still forget every now and then.
And if you do have the app on your phone, it'll do the notifications on your phone as well, which is nice.
Yes,
I use that heavily throughout the day.
And this actually, I think, kind of the point of this is that this does look a lot more like the calendar on your phone, so you'll get that kind of familiarity with both.
Yeah, I think Google Apps Online is trying to emulate the mobile app a lot.
Perfect.
All right.
More calendar stuff on the way. Keep an eye out for looking at more appointment slot stuff again.
Excellent.
All right. See ya.
Bye.